Commodore Singh, uh, let me in fact put my thoughts and my question together to you, sir. I hope you can hear me. Commodore Singh, I hope you can hear me, sir. So please unmute
Yes,
yourself.
I can hear you clearly. Yes.
All right. So today the world knows that the reason why North Korea has, intentions to go nuclear is because of Pakistan. The world also knows that Iran wants to go nuclear, and it has footprints of Pakistan there as well. And when it comes to diplomacy, India does its diplomacy by, apprising the world that look, this is the proof that we have, and this is how we're going to act against Pakistan. Either you're with us or you're against us. But Pakistan's diplomacy is in fact the exact opposite of what India does. Pakistan does the Katora diplomacy. It goes to countries and tells them that look, if anything untoward happens, will you back us? That's exactly what the difference is between India and Pakistan. And here you have a Prime Minister who's saying that he has full faith in his armed forces. He has complete faith, and there is complete autonomy given to the armed forces. But you cannot envisage such a scenario in Pakistan, where the Prime Minister himself reports to General Munir. This is exactly why India has the upper hand over here, sir. Am I right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I don't think in any stable political system, the military should be overriding the civilian overall political control of the country. Yes, the armed forces can be given, as our Prime Minister said, a free hand, but that free hand doesn't mean that they go rogue. It means that within the accepted parameters of a stable governance system, we decide how we want to do it, when we want to do it. We are the bigger power. As General Dwivedi said, we will go in at a time and place of our choosing, and we will decide how far the escalatory ladder can be taken. So all those are the kind of things that we've been given a free hand to do. We've not been given a free hand to override the Prime Minister or override anybody. And that's the fundamental difference between India and Pakistan. Pakistan, we've always seen over the last 75 years, whenever the army's been on the back foot within the country, as they are at the moment because of all the other issues that they're having within the country, they have always tried to divert attention by, initiating some sort of aggression against India. That they have come to a sorry end each and every time doesn't seem to permeate the Pakistani, the senior brass. But the fact of the matter is that for them, this is a convenient ploy to divert attention from their internal travails. And at the moment, we all know that with what's happening in Balochistan, in Afghanistan, the terrorism, the Pakistani army's high-handedness, at the moment, their popularity in their own country is at a very low ebb. And so they would be looking for some sort of diversion to take attention away. Secondly, Pakistan is finding itself increasingly isolated internationally. People had counted as allies like the US. Now, Vice President Vance was in India when this attack happened. Obviously, Pakistan can't expect sympathy from the US for doing what it did. Our Prime Minister was in Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia was considered the bulwark of Pakistan's Islamic rhetoric. That Islamic bomb, Islamic this, Islamic that, and Saudi Arabia was supposed to be this steadfast partner. Saudi Arabia has also started now sort of aligning more towards India than to Pakistan, obviously, because that's where it sees progress, that's where it sees development, that's where it sees stability. So Pakistan has to sooner rather than later mend its ways. Otherwise, it's going to come to more and more grief as time passes. We all, when we were young officers, we were brought up to believe that the Pakistani military, for all its other issues, is a professional military. They will fight professionally. They've come down. They've got the same sort of pedigree as the Indian armed forces have. But obviously, we've seen a lot of change happening in the last 25, 30 years. And now we're not very sure of where their I wouldn't say where their loyalties lie, but where priorities lie. Are they as selfless as the Indian armed forces are? Are they as committed to defending the motherland as the Indian armed forces are? So there are weaknesses in the Pakistan army. The leadership has done nothing to alleviate their own sort of concerns. So I think overall, it's not only the military conventional superiority that India has, it is also the moral ascendancy, whether political or diplomatic or for that matter human. That also is a major factor when it comes to this kind of a confrontation. And that's where I think India has a much greater upper hand, both internationally. We've seen that the world is with us on this. World is not with Pakistan on this. Most countries have pledged, have criticized the attack. They've said there is no place for terrorism in this world, including some of some people who Pakistan would not have expected should say that have also said that. So I think overall we've got the upper hand across the board, whether it's political, diplomatic, economic, military, in every respect. So it's perhaps the right time that we exercise that sort of upper hand that we have and try and bring or try and create a response which actually teaches a lesson to Pakistan. Now, I do not know what that response will be. Our generals, our air marshals, our admirals are fully aware of the situation. They know exactly how far we can take it, what all we can do. You know, this bogey of the tactical nuclear weapon that Pakistan keeps throwing at us. Yes, it is a threat. But, you know, I find it difficult to believe that even a country which gets so emotional about these things like Pakistan will actually cross that very critical threshold, that Rubicon of resorting to a nuclear attack, because they do not know what the retaliation will be. Even if it is a tactical nuclear weapon aimed at a platform at sea, which causes no civilian casualties, which causes no civilian damage. And Pakistan has always been assuming that, you know, if they can do that, then, you know, international pressure will restrain India from delivering a massive retaliation.
Right. Sir.
But they can't count on that, particularly in the present mood that's prevailing in the region. So I think they will be very careful about it. It's all very well. We've been hearing Pakistan talk about the nuclear bomb for the last 3 decades. You know, about it's not meant to be kept in show windows and it's meant to be used and all that. But whether they will go down the extra step. And secondly, what do they expect to get with that tactical nuclear weapon? A carrier, armored formation, an air base. They obviously are not looking at you know, a city or a civilian concentrated place. So let's see. But I don't think that they will go down that route. Perhaps if they are smart, they will sort of step back, take a step back now, and see if they can, you know, reduce the Indian sort of anger at them by various other more subtle means through international diplomacy, etc.
All right.
Otherwise, they are in for a tough time in the near future.
All right. All right.